this quick video guide, we're going to see how we can export from Mudbox and import in Blender. So the first thing we can do here when we start with Mudbox is select a template. So I'm going to start with a simple file. Now, if you're interested, you can check the Mudbox video course in the channel and you can ask for more information. Now, I'm going to select here a standard model, which is going to be a basic head in the template. And we will use this one here just to do some quick sculpting and painting, and then we will export the results in Blender and see how it goes. Now, the first thing we can do is press W or go to the display and just activate the wireframe. This will help us to see the polygons or the structure of our object, of our mesh. And this will define how many polygons we will see. So if we increase the number of polygons, we can insert more details. Now, first of all, let's start with the standard brush. So you can use the left mouse to sculpt, and you can hold the control and the left mouse if you want to go in a subtraction. So you can do like addition and subtraction. So you can push and pull polygons on the surface by using the left mouse button. And you can see I'm creating some kind of a strange shape. And again, this is just an example. I don't want to spend too much time on this, just to show you that once you're ready to increase the level of detail, you can increase the subdivisions. You can do that from the mesh menu, or you can do Shift D on the keyboard. And if you hold B, you can decrease the size of the brush or increase the size, and M, you can modify the strength. So make sure you have the correct strength and size for what you want to sculpt on your character. Now, what I'm doing here is just a quick, again, character design. Let's add here some nostrils. You can see the brush is too big here, so I need to make it smaller. So I hold B and just make it smaller, and you can see there now I have my nostrils. So the higher the number of polygons, the smaller will be the details that you can add, and you can carve, you can again sculpt, do bas relief effects. So depending on how you set up your sculpt and brush. Now you have a lot of other sculpting tools in Mudbox, but I'm just gonna show you this one here in this quick video guide. And again, if you're interested, there is an entire video course dedicated to all the features of Mudbox. Now I have enough details for what I want to do here, which is just showing you how to import, export from Mudbox, import in Blender, and let's start to paint a little bit. Now, when you want to paint in Mudbox, it's gonna ask you to create a new paint layer, which is actually kind of a UV map. So it's used for the mapping. So once you have at least one paint layer, you can start to paint, and you can use the stamps, you can use real images, you can apply graphics, logos, you can do branding, packaging, whatever. So right now I'm just gonna use this airbrush to paint some airs on my character, really kind of a cartoonish way of painting, but this is a quick way to show you just how you can export not only the 3D model but also the textures, and then this will be needed to create the material in Blender and the more advanced material. Now, it's just like the sculpting, I need to decrease the size of the brush in order to create more details, finer details, and to go smaller and smaller. So this will be good enough for what we want to do here. So we have done some sculpting and some painting. I can go to the select tool, select the object, and now I just need to export. Now you can decide to export only the paint layers or the textures or the entire character. To do that, just go to export, and in my opinion, FBX works better, so I'm selecting FBX as a format, and let's give a name here and specify a folder for our character. Now, everything is done. What I need to do is go to Blender and import the model and the rest of the thing that I've done. So basically the sculpting and the painting. Now, if you're interested in Blender, again, you can download it and install it for free. And let's also do another export actually. I'm gonna decrease the number of polygons here by doing page down or going to the mesh menu again. And you can see now we have fewer polygons. We have decreased the number of polygons dramatically. So I'm gonna export also this other one here just to show you what's the difference to make a comparison. And so let's export again, FBX again, and this is gonna be called low poly. So we can distinguish this one from the previous one. And okay, now we can open Blender. So download, install Blender for free. And that's it. This is the interface. I'm gonna delete the cube and I'm gonna import. So go to File, Import, navigate into the folder, choose the file. In my case, I wanna start with the high poly. So keep everything as it is and just click on Import. And there you go. This is the mesh. So the 3D objects is fine. I can see the sculpting in there that we've done in Mudbox. I can activate wireframe mode on the top left of the viewport, and I can change it to the geometry shading mode. And now let's import also the other one, which is going to be low poly. Now it's in this exact position of the previous, so I'm going to move it beside, and you can see they look similar, but the second one doesn't have all those details that the first one has. This is because we decreased the number of polygons before exporting, so we didn't export to the maximum quality. Now, if I move to the wireframe, I can see the difference. So the first one is way much lighter than the second one that has more details. So the more details you want to bring into the Blender or another software, the more you need to increase the number of subdivisions. Now, if I move in the third sphere, you can see we can see the texture, and we have also some issues with textures. So we need to fix that. And also, if I go in the fourth sphere on the top right corner, this is gonna show me the rendered version. So I can create a quick render using cycles, and this is gonna show me the character now with the render, but it has some issues. So I'm gonna move into the shading interface of Blender where I can see the material, and you can see there are textures that have been applied. So all of these has been generated automatically in the moment of the export. But if it doesn't work, try to get rid of things that you don't need, like specularity, texture, or like normal and things like that. Well, in other cases, normal maps, cavity maps, ambient occlusion are really important to have details, even if you don't have many polygons. So textures are used to have many details on the character while not increasing the number of polygons. But this is explained and shown in the Mudbox video course. Here we're gonna keep it simple. So I'm just gonna create a new material. I deleted the first one, created a new one from the right side, the material panel. And here I just apply, clicking on the yellow circle texture on this base channel of the material. So you can see that we exported the 3D, but also a folder containing the texture coming from Mudbox. So we only have the diffuse texture, but if we add also the normal map or the bump map or other more for the 3D effects, like for superficial 3D effects, we would have more details, even if we didn't have too many polygons, so many polygons. Now in this first one, we can apply the same material that we just created. So if I go again in the material part, I can just click on the little sphere and select an existing material. There you go. So now I can see the differences between low poly and high poly. I'm also gonna play around with the subsurface, which is gonna add a little bit of like a skin effect, subsurface scattering. And this will be all for this video guide. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and stay tuned. And if you want to support us, join the channel as a supporter and check our video courses in Blender and in Mudbox if you want to know more. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video guide.